Well, luxury holidays, concerts. How does the CEO of a community charity fund such a lifestyle? For Angela, it was by stealing $500,000 from the charity's coffers. And she almost got away with it until one volunteer got suspicious.
What do I think about myself? Well, I'm fabulous, darling.
Angela Stathopoulos is far from fabulous. She's one of the worst fraudsters a current affair has ever seen.
Have you tasted prison food before, Angela?
This jet-setting conwoman stole $500,000 from a charity in a breathtaking, decade-long deception.
When you're in a position of power and you're in a position of trust within a charity, to be taking money from that and those people and that need it, it really is one of the lowest of lows.
It's astounding. I guess she finds it easy to steal.
From 2010, the mum of two was the boss of the Paran Community Learning Centre in Melbourne. While the charity survived on a shoestring budget, Stathopoulos was on a six-figure salary. But that wasn't enough. Stathopoulos concocted a grand scheme of embezzlement using the charity's bank accounts to fund her lavish lifestyle. The fraudster parading luxury family holidays from Disneyland to New York, Universal Studios and Hawaii, even splurging on concerts to Harry Styles and Miley Cyrus, all written off as charity expenses.
You came in like a wrecking ball, didn't you, Angela? Even splurging on Miley Cyrus tickets.
My initial overview of the centre was that they were receiving a lot of government funds for training, but when I looked at the centre, I didn't see any students there very often, and it looked really run down and no money was being spent on it.
Maggie Burke is an accountant by trade.
I've seen lots of different things in insolvency work, but this was really staggering how blatant it was.
When Maggie started volunteering as the charity's treasurer, she had a hunch something wasn't right, so the board demanded Stathopoulos hand over access to the bank account.
It was causing as much trouble as she could to prevent us from getting access. As soon as I got into the bank account, I could see within minutes that there was significant spending on personal items like airfares and fashion and style consultants and Dan Murphy.
Stathopoulos was stood down and Maggie spent countless hours poring through the charity's bank statements.
There was about 3 or 4 of us working on it, and it still took about a year and a half.
On at least 2 occasions in the years before she was caught, the fraudster's sister Effie, also working at the centre, raised concerns about her use of charity funds. Stathopoulos replied in 2013, "I've always had a problem with this sort of thing. Some people turn to drugs and alcohol. This is my problem." Stathopoulos' purchases go on and on and on. The charity identified a staggering 4,800 fraudulent transactions. It was painstaking work for Detective Sergeant Lisa Herbert's team, which had to corroborate every one of those transactions.
We ultimately discovered that 83% of the transactions within the agency were not being used for business purposes. She was creating false cheque stubs, she was creating documentation with letterheads on it to show that to keep it all above board. She was really hiding it.
The fraudster also tried to hide as she took her final steps of freedom, only this time a makeshift disguise wasn't fooling anyone.
Angela, Sam Cucchiara from A Current Affair. What type of person steals $500,000 from a charity?
In court, Stathopoulos pleaded guilty, her fraud totalling $531,000.
We were all strangers coming to this volunteer board role and thinking that we were going to, do great things for the centre. And we ended up spending 4 years trying to fix the crisis that was there.
Stathopoulos was jailed for 3 years with 2.5 years suspended, meaning she'll be out in less than 6 months.
What sort of a message does 6 months send?
Well, it sends that to me like it was possibly worth it. 6 months is not really a penalty at all.
Forensic auditors concluded Stathopoulos may have embezzled a lot more than the $500,000 she was ultimately charged with.
It's really calculated in what she's been doing. We're talking about someone who's done something once or twice and gotten away with it and then continued on for another 4,799 transactions.
The baddest boss babe that ever lived.
I'm sure those disadvantaged people would love a trip to Disneyland.
In business class.
Yeah, and that was money meant for the community. It's shameful. Well,